As the queens entered the workroom, emotions were still raw, the impact of the lip sync lingered, and all eyes were on Tamaki, who had just survived elimination by the skin of his teeth.
Despite her nonchalance, I knew Ray would like to stay here, and seeing that I'm the one who sent her home just break me.
The queen goes to the mirror to read Ray's message, which makes the queen saddened by the eliminations. Mirko was the first to break the silence, leaning back in her seat and said congratulations towards Tamaki.
Tamaki really turned it out tonight. I mean, who knew that little boy had that much fight in him? I live.
Tamaki, still catching his breath, expresses his gratitude to Mirko and other queens. Mitsuri, who was visibly emotional, wiped away a tear. The elimination had clearly hit her hard.
Ray leaving makes me so sad. She was just so elegant and beautiful. It's like watching a cherry blossom fall from the tree. So tragic.
Across the room, Gino sat in silence. His usual stoic expression seemed even heavier tonight.
Ray was a class act. She was poised, elegant, and talented. It's hard seeing someone like that go home so soon.
The conversation soon shifted as Mikey groaned dramatically, declaring that it was time to get out of drag. The queens eagerly agreed, peeling off their wigs, lashes, and corsets. The next morning, the queens entered the workroom with renewed energy. Some strutted in confidently, while others were still shaking off the exhaustion from the previous day. One queen, however, was radiating confidence more than ever. Sebastian strolled in like he owned the place, flipping his hair as he casually reminded everyone that he was still the front runner in this competition.
I mean, let's be real. I've been serving looks, winning challenges, and proving why I'm the one to beat. These girls should be taking notes.
The reaction from the other queens was instant. A collective groan filled the room, with Victor being the first to voice his irritation by saying somebody need to give this man a reality check.
Sebastian needs to calm all the way down. We get it. You're good. But this is a marathon, not a sprint. And trust me, a diva's downfall is always the most satisfying to watch.
Before things could escalate further, the workroom doors flew open, and Sailor Moon entered, beaming with excitement. Sailor Moon wasted no time announcing the mini-challenge, instructing the queens to create a quick, outrageous look inspired by balls.
Balls? Outrageous? This is going to be interesting.
The queens burst into laughter at the sheer absurdity of the theme. Chaos quickly followed as they scrambled to grab materials, each interpreting the theme in their own way. After a hilarious round of presentations, Mei Mei was declared the winner. She flicked her hair, clearly reveling in her victory.
Did anyone doubt me? I mean, please, I've got balls for days.
Sailor Moon then unveiled the Maxi Challenge for the week, an anime-themed musical titled Moonlight Isekai. The workroom exploded with excitement.
Okay, now this is my kind of challenge. I grew up watching anime, I know these tropes inside and out. Let's go!
But with excitement came nerves. Not everyone was confident in their singing and dancing abilities. Kurapika's face turned pale at the thought of performing.
Singing? Dancing? Oh god, those things were not my strongest point.
Mei Mei, as the mini-challenge winner, got to assign roles. Immediately, the queens swarmed her, each trying to plead their case for the best parts. Mitsuri practically bounced in excitement, begging for a cute character. Mikey campaigned hard for the cool antagonist role. Kurapika, knowing his strengths, shyly requested a minor role.
The way Mei Mei is sitting there, just letting them sweat, she's about to be so messy. I can feel it.
Mei Mei stretched her arms leisurely, letting them all sweat it out before speaking. She said that she will be doing what's best for this musical, which makes the workroom froze. Everyone knew what that meant. She was about to be messy.
Oh, knowing how shady that bitch is, Mei Mei about to stir the pot.
As she started assigning roles, reactions ranged from satisfaction to absolute horror. Mei Mei gave the main character role to Kurapika, leaving him looking like he'd just been betrayed by her best friend. Mikey, hoping for the rival role, ended up with the comic relief instead.
Are you kidding me? The joke role? The annoying joke role? Mei Mei, you shady bitch.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Mei Mei knew exactly what she was doing, and I respect the hell out of it.
Mei Mei, still smirking, clapped her hands together telling the queens to get ready for the rehearsal, and with that the queens had no choice but to get to work.
I just made the most iconic and memorable musical in the whole franchise. Thank you, Mei Mei.
The queens gathered in the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Japan to rehearse, excitement filling the air. With roles assigned, it was time to bring their anime-themed musical to life.
I have been practicing my lines, and all I can think is that Mei Mei is a fucking bitch.
The rehearsal started and Kurapika, who had been given the main character role, stood front and center.
Kurapika as the main character? Oh, Mei Mei knew what she was doing. This is already a train wreck.
Kurapika's face turned red as he struggled before glaring at the others. He then angrily asked them if they find this funny, which Sebastian replied with yeah. Kurapika huffed, resetting himself for another attempt. He needed to get this right.
Kurapika was a sensitive foe, so I figured, why not push his sensitivity? Giving him a lead role was a strategic move. And, honey, it's paying off.
Meanwhile, Mikey, arms crossed, exuding pure disinterest. He had been cast as the comedic relief sidekick, and it was obvious he wasn't happy about it. Mikey was then asked to do his line. He sighed and delivered his line monotone, barely moving through the choreography. Mei Mei clapped, which made Mikey roll his eyes.
I hate this. Why am I playing a goofy sidekick when I could have been the hot, brooding rival? This is a joke. I wanted to be the badass rival, not some annoying sidekick. I'm not wasting my energy on this mess.
The other queens snickered under their breath. Unlike the two, Saber was also assigned a challenging role, surprising everyone with her ability to keep up.
I may not be a professional performer, but I take every challenge seriously. A knight never half-asses their duty.
As rehearsal wrapped up, the queens left feeling either prepared or doomed.
This could go one of two ways. Either it'll be an incredible show, or we'll all be banned from performing ever again.
The queens returned to the workroom to get ready for the runway. While painting their faces, the conversations shifted to the upcoming performance. Kurapika was obviously being aggressive to everything. Yoruichi then advises Kurapika to not let the pressure get to him and think of a good performance. Mei Mei then chimed in by giving Kurapika another option of screwing thing up and going home.
Mei Mei keep adding fuel to Kurapika angers, and I don't know how long will it last till he burst out.
Meanwhile, Mikey was barely even trying. He took his time putting on his makeup, looking like he couldn't care less. Tamaki asked him if he's nervous and Mikey scoffed.
I get being frustrated for not getting what you want, but if Mikey doesn't at least try, he's sending himself home. And honestly,
the tension in the room thickened as the queens added their finishing touches.
Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. And what?
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Japan. The stakes are high, the drama is thick, and tonight, we're serving celestial realness on the runway, honey. Now, he's golden, he's flawless, and if you cross him, you'll probably find yourself in a fate worse than elimination. It's our very own Giorno Giovanna. Next, she's our reigning champion, a queen of elegance, and someone who can read you for filth without ever raising her voice. Give it up for Violet Evergarden. And our rotating judge this week. She's bold, she's brash, and if you try to steal her Pokemon, she will fight you. Make some noise for Jessie. And tonight, we have a very special guest. She's a legendary performer, a voice that defined an era, and someone who knows a thing or two about star power. Give it up for the one and only Anza Oyama. Our queens will take center stage in an out-of-this-world Rusical, Moonlight Ice Sky. Racers, start your engine, and may the best drag queen win.
The queens live performed their Rusical. The other supporting casts shine more because Kurapika struggles as the main character. Aside from that, Mikey pissed the judges by his half-ass performance, which affect the whole mood for the Rusical.
The runway category is Celestial Eleganza. We want to see starry, ethereal, and otherworldly glam.
The queens strutted the runway in their beautiful celestial-inspired outfit.
Now, I have made my decisions. If I call your name, please step forward. Sebastian, May, Victor, Yoruichi, and Mirko step up. You six are safe. You may leave the stage.
The safe queens sigh in relief, exchanging quick glances before heading backstage. Meanwhile, the remaining queens brace themselves for critiques. The judges like the positive energy Mitsuri radiates through the performance. Giorno said that Mitsuri made the Rusical alive and he loved it. Anza then praised her by saying she carried the note she sang close to her heart, which is the best. Geno's was praised for leaving an impression throughout the Rusical. Giorno then said one of the strength of Geno's is that his presence were strong and tonight was not exception. Anza liked the fact that with the little lines he had, he made sure he was noticeable. Mama Moon was disappointed at Mikey. She said that he has the potential to be the funniest but he looks like he doesn't want to be here. Jessie and Giorno said that they hate the fact that he was barely giving anything with that kind of role. Anza said hating the role is one thing, but not performing it goodly is another thing. Tamaki was praised by the judges. Mama Moon said that he belonged to that stage. Violet said that he looked natural, effortless and made everything his. Jessie added that despite not being the main character, she was invested by Tamaki the most. The judges were shocked by Saber. Mama Moon admitted that they did not expect Saber's voice to be beautiful. Violet said that it's nice seeing her doing so well in a challenge. Anza also praised her singing voice. Mama Moon then started by saying Kurapika struggled during the rehearsal and how unfortunate that the struggle was still seen in the main stage. Violet said that he looked like he's guessing everything he would do. Anza then added that his hesitation kills the whole momentum of the Rusical. Sailor Moon took a deep breath before offering a final nod as she thanks the queen and tell them to go untucked while they make a decisions. The remaining queens stormed into the lounge, the air thick with tension. Mei Mei made herself comfortable, sipping a drink, while Kurapika sat stiffly, barely containing his frustration.
I don't care what anyone says. Mei Mei knew exactly what she was doing when she gave me that role. She wanted me to fail.
Kurapika finally snapped and said that Mei Mei knew he would messed up the main character role, and Mei Mei didn't even look at him, asked Kurapika what about it.
Kurapika's acting like I personally sabotaged his life. Babe, it's a competition, not a charity.
Kurapika's voice rose and shouted that Mei Mei set him up, to which Mei Mei replied to Kurapika saying she did not set him up, he just couldn't keep up. Sebastian blinked at the exchange, clearly taken aback.
I thought we were just going to talk about critiques, but suddenly we're in a full-blown anime villain monologue.
Mitsuri tried to calm things down by saying that it's okay to be upset to Kurapika, which made Kurapika scoffed and shouted at her that he was indeed upset.
This is getting so messy. I get why Kurapika's mad, but yelling at Mei Mei? That's like arguing with a brick wall that enjoys watching you suffer.
Kurapika's heated, and honestly, Mei Mei is loving every second of it.
Mirko nudged Kurapika's shoulder and tell him that he shouldn't let Mei Mei get to his head, and before he could respond, Mikey finally spoke. He was asking Mei Mei if it's fun messing with him. Mei Mei smiled and answered yes. Victor let out a small, "oh damn," under his breath.
I mean, damn, Mei Mei didn't even hesitate. She's built for reality TV.
I expected her to deny it, make excuses, but she just straight up admitted it. That's how you know she's a menace.
Mikey exhaled sharply, shaking his head, and looked at the lyrics he need to memorize. Kurapika then talked one more time, asking if Mei Mei really don't care, and Mei Mei just shrugged.
At this point, Mei Mei is just swatting them away like flies. It's kind of iconic, in a terrifying way.
Meanwhile, Genos quietly leaned toward Tamaki and Saber. Congratulations. Tamaki, watching the drama, looked at Genos, surprised but smiled. Saber gave a small nod.
There is no way I'm getting involved in this mess. I'll just sit here and mind my business.
I am proud of myself for doing well at this challenge. I hope that this will continue.
A voice from production interrupted, asking the queens to back to the main stage. Mei Mei stood up, finishing her drink. As she walked past Kurapika and Mikey, she smirked. Kurapika clenched his fists. Mikey let out a slow breath. The remaining queens returned to the main stage, the tension thick in the air.
Welcome back, ladies. I have made my decisions. Tamaki, tonight, you own that stage. You embodied your role, delivered an incredible performance, and proved that you belong here. Congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge. Genos, Mitsuri, Saber, you are all safe. You may leave the stage. That leaves us with our bottom two, Manjiro and Kurapika. Two queens stand before me, but only one will live to fight another day. Ladies, this is your last chance to impress me and save yourself from elimination. The time has come for you to lip sync. For your life, good luck, and don't fuck it up.
As the first haunting notes of Moon Revenge filled the stage, Mikey and Kurapika locked in, each ready to fight for their spot in the competition. From the moment the song started, Mikey threw himself into the performance with everything he had. His movements were precise and controlled, yet full of desperation, like someone battling fate itself. Each lyric was felt, not just mouthed, as he engaged with the judges, reaching toward them as if pleading for redemption. Kurapika, on the other hand, radiated pure anger. From the first beat, he performed with the raw intensity of someone ready to tear the stage apart. His face was locked in a furious scowl, his lips mouthing the words aggressively, as if he were spitting them out instead of singing along.
Mikey is giving everything. It's like he's fighting for his life on that stage. And honestly, it's kind of amazing to watch.
Kurapika is feeling too much. I love passion, but there's a difference between performing emotion and drowning in it.
As the last note echoed through the stage, both queens stood frozen in their final poses. The difference was clear. Mikey had fought with the music. Kurapika had fought against it.
Mikey is hungry for this. He's giving everything, but still keeping it smooth. Kurapika, though, it's like he's trying to fight the song instead of perform it.
Kurapika's performance is passionate, but it's not polished. It's raw, but not always in a good way.
I have made my decisions. Mikey, Shantae, you stay. Kurapika, my dear, you've given us so much passion and fire. But for now, it's time for you to sashay away.
Kurapika took a slow breath before nodding. He turned to face the remaining queens, his face unreadable. Instead of saying anything, Kurapika just walked off the stage.
Kurapika leaving like a villain? Love that. No tears, no hugs, just dramatic silence. If you're gonna lose, at least make it iconic.
Can't say I'm surprised. He had it out for Mei Mei, and she got the last laugh. Guess that's how the game works.
I just wish he said something. I know he was frustrated, but we've all worked so hard to be here. I would have liked a real goodbye.
Kurapika was a strong competitor, but I think his own anger got in his way. If you're too consumed by frustration, you'll lose sight of what really matters.
The remaining queens stood together, processing the elimination. Sailor Moon smiled warmly but with a hint of warning behind her expression.
Queens, another fierce competitor has left us, and this competition just got even tighter. If tonight has taught you anything, let it be this. Talent alone won't save you. Strategy, passion, and control over your emotions will take you to the top. So, ask yourself, are you ready for what's next? Until next time, in the name of the moon,
We'll save them all.
As Kurapika walks down the hallway, he angrily removes his contestant badge.
I'm pissed. I should still be here. Mei set me up, and I let my emotions get the best of me. That's on me. But if people think this is the last they've seen of me, they're dead wrong.
After he write his message on the mirror, he stormed off and exit the workroom.